Linda grew up in a farming family that cultivated various crops. She often saw her parents working hard in the fields or in the garden behind their house. The small vegetable garden next to the house was a place Linda loved to play in since she was young. She enjoyed watching plants grow from tiny seeds, and the fact that everything in the garden came from effort and care made her feel a deep connection with nature and the beautiful life in the garden every day. Although the family's garden was filled with a variety of vegetables, Linda wanted to try growing something new that would challenge her skills. One day, after walking through the village farmer's market, Linda came across fresh, shiny potatoes. She was captivated by their simplicity, and right then and there, she decided to try growing potatoes in her garden. Potatoes, a plant that's not too complicated, but if we take care of it well, it should yield good results. Growing potatoes became a new project she started unexpectedly, and every new beginning is filled with excitement and endless learning. On a Saturday morning, Linda woke up early as sunlight streamed down over the backyard garden. She put on her gloves and walked over to the area she had prepared for planting potatoes. She dug small, fairly deep holes, placed the seed potatoes in them, and carefully covered them with soil. Then she watered the area thoroughly. After that, she spent her time checking and tending to the garden every day. Each morning, she would come to the garden and check on the progress of each plant. She watered the vegetables and fruit trees, including the potatoes she had just planted. Her efforts didn't stop at just watering. It was also about ensuring the soil was in good condition, maintaining a balance of water and sunlight, and patiently waiting for the potato plants to grow. Every day, every moment, brings us closer to what we hope to see. Linda thought to herself as she looked at the potato plant, which was slowly starting to sprout leaves from the soil. Planting potatoes seemed like an easy task, but as time passed, Linda began to realize that not everything would go as expected. Waiting for the potatoes to grow was not easy. She noticed that the leaves of some of the potato plants were starting to show black spots, and she began to see insects munching on the leaves. This made her realize that she needed to find ways to protect the potato plants from various pests. One day, after a heavy rainfall, the soil in Linda's backyard garden became soft and waterlogged, causing the garden to flood, reaching the potato plants and other vegetables. Linda felt discouraged, but she didn't give up. She quickly dug a drainage channel and added more soil to restore the garden to a condition suitable for the plant's growth. Life is like planting crops. Sometimes there are obstacles we cannot predict, but we should never give up. Linda thought to herself as she worked hard to help the potato plants survive. Finally, after several months, the time had come to harvest the crops. On a bright, sunny day, Linda put on her gloves and grabbed a spade to begin digging up the potatoes from the soil. She dug steadily until she found the first potato. Fully grown and well-rooted, she saw the potatoes deep in the earth, emerging as large, beautiful tubers. Linda's feelings at that moment were beyond words. It felt like receiving a reward after dedicating so much of herself to the garden. The pride she felt from having grown the potatoes with her own hands was immense. Once Linda had harvested the potatoes, she decided to cook with the potatoes she had grown herself for the first time. She began by making crispy fried potatoes. Then she made smooth mashed potatoes, flavored with spices from her own garden. Everything she made was infused with love and pride. There's something special about eating food that you've grown yourself. It makes the taste even better. Linda began to build strong relationships with her neighbors and the surrounding community by sharing the produce from her garden. Not only did she share the potatoes she had grown herself, but she also taught others how to plant vegetables and take care of their own gardens. One day, a neighbor came to her and asked, Linda, could you teach me how to grow potatoes in my garden? Linda smiled and replied, Of course. I'd be happy to share what I know. From then on, Linda began teaching everyone who was interested in gardening, showing them how to plant and care for their own crops. She felt good not only because she was doing what she loved, but also because she was building strong connections with her community and sharing the joy with those around her.